a bonus video this weekend. You lucky people. Yeah. This is something I wanted to just wade in on. I've literally just this moment watched my good friend Alpha Prime's video on this subject. And it's a very interesting kind of topic, and I thought, well, I might as well just wade in on this and talk about it. And yeah, the Masterpiece line, as we know it, is coming to an end. After, by the looks of it, after 21 years since the MPO-1 was released. That's how long the Masterpiece line, as we know it, has been going on for. And apparently, I believe is it MP60 or something? The new Ginrai, Super Master Force, I think it is. That is like the new one that's been announced, and apparently that's going to be the final one. Yeah, it's very interesting. Some people probably won't care that the Masterpiece lines come to an end. Some people will, because there are collectors that mostly collect Masterpiece over most other lines. Obviously you get your Masterpiece collectors, and then you will get, like me, I just generally buy anything that catches my eye. It's an interesting thing to know that this line's coming into an end as we know it. Why I keep saying as we know it is basically there's this article that I've come across, which is on Cybertron.com. And if you're interested, link is in the description to go and read it. Why I keep saying as we know it is that it's looking like it potentially will continue in some shape or form. But it's looking like it's going to be like a complete rebranding or like a complete restructure of the Masterpiece type of figures going forward. I think when it says that it's come to an end, is that it's basically the current run of the Masterpiece line has come to an end. It's run its course. And generally, I think the Masterpiece line kind of needs a restructuring in some way, because a lot of people haven't been necessarily very happy with a lot of the Masterpiece announcements. Some people have been quite content with the Masterpiece announcements, and some haven't. And there's been a lot of characters, a lot of characters or a lot of figures that have never been given a Masterpiece treatment, even though the fans have asked for it. Or the collectors have asked for certain characters to get a Masterpiece treatment. They finally started doing Masterpiece Beast Wars figures, which I need to try and track down and get the rest of them. I would very much like to get a complete, proper, official Masterpiece Beast Wars collection of what's currently released, anyway. Whether we'll get any more Masterpiece Beast Wars figures in the future, I don't know. Going forward after what's been announced here, I don't know. I know we are getting this year Masterpiece Rhinox for Beast Wars is releasing. I believe he releases in July, around July time. But yeah, it's very interesting to talk about the Masterpiece line. I mean, literally, one of the very first figures I bought was a Masterpiece MPO-1, Optimus Prime. I don't have it anymore, but well, to be honest with you, the MPO-1. I bought it at Auto Assembly back in 2010, and it was one of the very first figures I picked up, and it was my very first convention. And the reason I don't have that figure anymore is that it was actually defective. It was broken. The leg had snapped off, and I wasn't able to fix it. So, which is unfortunate, but it seems very strange hearing a line like this. Like, throughout my time collecting, and I've been collecting now for quite a long time, Um, I mean, like I say, I don't have many masterpieces. Like I used to have a couple of them. Unfortunately, I've had to uh, get rid of some of them. I kind of wish I hadn't now, but times over the years, times have changed for me, and I've been in situations where I needed the cash, and the masterpiece figures were always something I could rely on helping to probably shift quick enough, or quite relatively quick. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting going forward of what this announcement means. What's going to happen going forward? Whether we are going to probably get, whether it is going to continue, but it's probably going to be a totally different kind of system, or they're going to be a bit more picky of what they do or what they release. Because the masterpiece line has never really, luckily, it's never really stuck. It's always mostly been covering G1. Majority of the masterpiece roster has always been kind of like mostly around G1. G1 line. They've never really ventured into any other type of different lines, except for mostly Beast Wars, and now they're in the Takara trilogy. Releasing some of that, and then they're releasing the very first masterpiece combiner as well, which is the Train Bots. They've never really ventured into, say, like Armada, for instance. The Unicron trilogy, or Transformers Animated, or Transformers Prime. They've never really ventured into any other alternative line besides maybe Beast Wars, but Beast Wars is part of the G1 continuity, which kind of goes hand in hand with them kind of doing the Beast Wars as well as the other stuff. But I don't really know what to say about this. It is a very interesting topic. It's going to be interesting to see what's announced. Whether we probably get another announcement either this year sometime, maybe Hasbro or Takara or somebody maybe says that, because it's looking like Hasbro are in a bit of a crisis mode, kind of like what the future, like bringing in different people to help with the main product line, and different people are coming into it and everything that they're bringing in, and it's looking like there's a whole, like, they are completely restructuring the brand or remarketing it, if you know what I mean. So I think the masterpiece line will continue, but I think this is just literally just the run of figures we have currently seen get released or announced or have been released over the years. That line, or that era of the line is coming to an end, and that will be with Ginrai, or whatever you want to call him, But yeah, it's an interesting topic, isn't it? It's an interesting thing indeed. Very interesting. I mean, what do you guys think of this? Please let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this. That the masterpiece line is, as we know it, is coming to an end. I mean, we probably will still get like special collector figures in the future. It would be very interesting if we no longer have a main line, like a masterpiece line, going forward, if they just completely discontinue this line. I mean, it will be interesting if that is the case, that the masterpiece line does come completely to an end and we don't get any more in the future, and I just mostly kind of like keep to just the normal mass-produced toy lines. I mean, some people, like I said, some people, most people will be quite within, collectors. will be quite divided with opinion. You know, like I said before, you know, you get your people that collect mostly the masterpieces, um, and you get those people that, you know, mostly collect the official masterpiece, and then you get those that like a mix mash. You know, they'll just pick up whatever. I think as well is a lot of people's attention has gone away from masterpiece because I feel people have a problem. You know, I've seen a lot of people like complaining about like the unnecessary kibble and on some of them, and the look, they don't look quite right, and you know that some figures they've absolutely nailed, and then some figures have been, you know, for the price that they're asking, have not really been completely up to scratch, up to code, and there also has been a lot of like QC issues as well, and things breaking off them and all that kind of thing over the run. And unfortunately, like QC problems, yes, you know, you're gonna get the odd figure or figures going through that are not as good as maybe others within that batch. You know, sometimes you do get a little bit of that problem. And there has been certainly over the run of the Masterpiece line over the last 20 odd years, there has certainly been problems with that, with QC issues, with the choice of materials used, all that kind of thing. And I think going forward, if they did if they did continue the Masterpiece line in some shape or form, it would be nice if they kind of changed it up a bit and did other lines apart of just sticking to just G1. I mean, I would love them to continue going into the Beast Wars route, because I would love to see other figures within Beast Wars get a nice masterpiece figure. I mean, so far for Beast Wars, there's only been released obviously Primal. There's 3 versions of Primal. I think there's about 2 or 3 versions of Cheetor. Obviously they released Cheetor, then they did they did Cheetor, then they did, I think it was a black one called Panther, and then they did another one, I think. They've done a Black Arachnia, they've done Rhinox, Dinobot, and Megatron for Beast Wars. I don't know if I'm missing anyone else out there. Yeah, I think that's it. You know, so it would be nice to just get the main roster for season 1 at least. You know, so get like a Masterpiece Rat Trap, Pterosaur, Tarantulas. You know, it would be nice to kind of get the main roster of Predacon and Maximal. I mean, we've pretty much got all the Maximals except for Rat Trap in Masterpiece. But I don't know. But I mean, I would love them to kind of go into as well. You know, if it does continue going forward, it would be nice to kind of see some maybe like Transformers Prime figures get Masterpiece treatment, or maybe some of the, you know, other lines. You know, I think is some people as well are getting a bit bored of the, you know, continuing to just stick with like G1 aesthetic. Don't get me wrong, I love G1. You know, without G1, Generation 1, you wouldn't have Transformers as a brand now. But I feel if you kind of give it a bit of a breath of fresh air, you know, a bit of, if you change things up a little bit, introduce more to the Masterpiece line, then you probably might get a bit more interest, you know, from people within the collecting world of Transformers and such. That's just my opinion on that. But anyway, so that's going to be the video. Thank you very much for watching. More videos coming soon. But take care of yourselves, and I will be back with more videos very soon. So please let me know in the comments below what your thoughts is on looking like, after 21 or 20 odd years of this Masterpiece line going on for. What are your thoughts? Also, what characters or what figures would you have loved to have seen get the Masterpiece treatment that hasn't got one yet, or is looking like Puddy won't going forward, but yet it's not completely off the cards of the Masterpiece line completely finishing. It's looking like they're rebranding and remarketing at the moment, and so we'll just wait and see for what's decided and what gets announced. But let me know what would you love to see, what character or figure would you love to see get a Masterpiece, treatment that hasn't already got one. And also, would you like to see the Masterpiece line continue going forward? And also, what lines would you love to get introduced to the Masterpiece line instead of just G1? Let me know. It'd be interesting. But thank you. Bye-bye.